that a lot of larger squads can have some issues for the commander help needing to actually manage a lot more than really they might need to.
Yeah, there's a lot
Um,
going on
yeah,
when you're
exactly.
leading the squad.
So we've added the ability to have lieutenants. Now, if Mark could go over to the game,
Yeah,
I can actually
let's
show it off.
just see how this
So
works.
first, I'm going to tag up, and then I'm going to invite these lovely people into my group.
Thank you, lovely people who are sitting in the studio helping.
There we go. Okay, and as they join in, all right, so we have the lieutenant here
Oh, I
and
just
the right
noticed that.
tenant. And we're going to make the lieutenant an actual lieutenant. So we're going to appoint him the lieutenant. And you'll see that an icon changes on him to actually indicate that he is, in fact, a lieutenant.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. Now, lieutenants can also add squad markers just like I can. So I can place a couple of markers here and there, and so can each of the lieutenants.
I am going to interrupt to tell Cameron that's not how my name is spelled. And, dude, really? Carry on.
So now that we have a couple of markers out, now you might wonder who actually is setting markers. Well, we have a lovely new chat filter that we've added. Mark, could you show that?
Let's
Thank you.
take a look.
All right, so down in the game messages section, we added a whole new area for squad information. Now this will actually show when and who set various markers.
Okay.
Object markers versus location markers. Now you might be wondering,
I'm very interested in these markers.
so
I'm assuming you're going to tell us.
yes, so in fact we actually have 8 of each shape. I'll go ahead and actually draw them all out for everyone to see if I can actually do.
Whoa. All right, so we have all of these different markers where you can start sending people to different objectives for different purposes.
Mm-hmm. And basically, you can target. It's a specific distance that you can target them actually in, but it is a pretty generous distance, roughly just over 2,000 units.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So I do want to mention something that you were telling me while we were going over this earlier this week, is that we have all of these different symbols and they're all different colors. And I had asked you, can we change the colors, or can we do that? And you were telling me that we cannot change the colors, but can I get you to talk a little bit about one of the things you had in mind when you were designing these?
Yeah. So when we were putting these together, we tried to come up with a good language, and to benefit those, say, who are colorblind, we actually went with shapes and very high contrast shapes, so that it'd be pretty easy to pick out all the various things, so that you don't have to look for a specific number or anything like that. And they're nice big icons,
Yeah, it's a nice
both
touch.
here and on the map if the map is too tiny.
So they translate into any language because you're not looking at letters or numbers,
Mm-hmm.
and it works. If you're colorblind, you can still tell what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's a small touch, but I really appreciate that you guys put that in.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Okay, so oh yes, so I can also set markers on myself. Now you have to be kind of careful. Sometimes your settings can cause you to target other things that are near you, but if I'm careful, I can actually set one on myself too.
How do you physically set these, by the way?
Good question.
Thank you.
We have a whole new section, which you guys might have noticed on live for a while, that was called Commanders, but now is called Squad. And it has a whole bunch of new keybinds. Now, these are individually named for the in fact shape that they are associated with, as well as numbered right now. Now we do have 2 keybinds that are special for clearing both location and object markers. And I could, in fact, actually just clear just location markers or object markers by just doing that. But I can also, if you want to be more efficient, you can go into the options, and we have a new section down here called Groups that we added this particular checkbox, which allows you to clear all the squad markers anytime you use either keybind.
Okay. All right, so all of that's going to be in your options menu. You can just see keybinds for everything. Object markers, location markers, different kinds of clearing. Awesome.
And while I'm in here, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the Show All Commanders tags, which we also added with this update. Now, when you go into a squad currently, you can't see all the other commander tags that are on the map.
Right.
And so if you want to actually see all the other commander tags, then you just go ahead and check that one. And that's it.
I like that it's an option because when I go into a squad, I'm kind of enjoy the, okay, the map is now cleaned up for me.
Right. Sometimes you want it clean, sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want to see where all the other commanders are.
All right, so you can toggle that off and on.
Yeah.
Nice.
Let's see.
All right, so you have your lieutenant, you have your marker set.
Yes. Now, go ahead and clear all of our markers. Okay. Now, if I could have the lieutenant kick someone, that'd be great.
There's only one other person to kick, and it's kind of making me feel bad for her. Your lieutenant's
they're not
like,
paying attention. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, have him put in chat. He may not be hearing you. I was wondering what you were going to say. I was like,
Okay.
Who are you
So,
gonna
and now you can actually see that that is in fact logged as well. And
Cameron's on fire today.
and just like that, I can also demote him, and now he's been demoted, and it's noted
Because,
just so that everyone has their own ability and stuff like that of the whole thing, which is great.
all right, so if he's doing that, basically if the lieutenant's being a jerk,
Yes.
is what we're trying not to say here, but it's true.
Essentially.
All right,
And that sounds
so
about it.
that is, it adds a lot of functionality to it, and I really appreciate that. So that's going to give you guys a head start on Tuesday, so you're not sitting there all of this time going, I don't know where to find this, I don't know how this works, I don't know why it looks like that. So we've got that covered. All right, thank you so much. We have one more thing to show off. Some of you wanted to see Tybalt, so maybe we'll talk about the Tybalt Miss Champion in a second.